Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I am sharing 3 super simple, clean and delicious Thanksgiving veggie side dishes. I'm showing you how to make my roasted garlic and olive oil mashed potatoes, my orange scented green beans with cranberries and almonds, and then finally a beautiful kale and pomegranate salad. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I get really excited around the holidays because I am very grateful for anything that reminds me to slow down, enjoy a great meal, and spend some quality time with my friends and my families. So give me a big thumbs up if you can relate. Now, for our first recipe, I'm making the roasted garlic and olive oil mashed potatoes. This side dish is great if you have anybody at the table who does not do dairy or butter, because we are gonna get them to be really rich and creamy sans those ingredients. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is roast the garlic. I have my oven preheating at 400 degrees, and I have a rimmed baking sheet lined with some parchment paper ready to go. Now, if you're gonna take the time to roast garlic, I say you might as well do 2 or 3 so you have it on hand, because you can use this roasted garlic for salad dressings, to spread on toast. I mean, you can really put it on anything. It's just so delicious. So here's what I like to do. I trim off the top of the garlic. You wanna trim just enough off the bulb that you can see almost all of the tops of the garlic cloves, and then remove any of the excess thin papery skin on the outside of the garlic. Then go ahead and line them up on the baking tray. Drizzle it with a little extra virgin olive oil, a little salt, a little pepper, and then I put them cut side down into the oven for about 15-20 minutes until they're starting to become tender. Flip them over and pop them back in for another 10 minutes or so. You don't want to overdo them, so just check them. Really, we're just looking for them to become soft and buttery. And what you'll see is once they cool down, they literally just slip right out of the skins. And unlike raw garlic, it is so sweet and creamy and tender. So I'll squish all of those out of the skins and set them aside. Now for my potatoes, I have 2 pounds of Yukon Gold potatoes that I gave a good scrub down, and I'm just gonna cut them into nice chunky bite-sized pieces. FYI, you could also do this with russet potatoes. Get them into a pot and then cover them with just enough water that the water comes about 1 inch above the potatoes. Bring everything to a boil, and once you've got your boil, I just let it go for about 5 or 10 minutes until the potatoes are fork tender. Drain those out. Pop them back into the warm pot and add in all of those sweet and creamy garlic cloves that we had set aside, along with 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, a good hearty pinch of kosher sea salt, and some black pepper. Then using a potato masher, I'm just gonna mash these potatoes down until I have a nice hearty creamy mashed potatoes. They're kind of like a rustic mash. These potatoes are so full of flavor, and I love this hearty rustic texture because it's very homemade, and you will see that nobody is going to miss the dairy or the butter. It really tastes like buttery. These are not your mama's mashed potatoes. Delish. Next up, I've got my orange scented green beans with cranberries and almonds. So I've got my oven preheating at 425 degrees, and I have a pound of green beans here that I've rinsed off, I've dried. They must be dry when you're roasting or else they're gonna end up steaming. And now we're just gonna trim them. Now, whenever you trim your green beans, you just wanna hold it up and look at each end. One side has the point at the bottom, and the other side is where it used to be attached to the plant, and oftentimes you will even see the stem still attached like this. So I just like to use a paring knife and just cut those right off. Once I've got them all ready to go, I'm going to transfer them onto a rimmed baking sheet that I have lined with some parchment paper, and I'm going to drizzle on 2 teaspoons of olive oil, along with a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then just a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Toss that all together and then spread them out. Make sure they have some room. You don't want them laying on top of each other. Again, if they are, you're not going to get that deep roasted flavor. So pop those in the oven for 10 minutes, and then I pull them out and I add onto the baking sheet a 1/4 cup of dried cranberries. I like to pop these in the oven because they just go back in for 5 minutes, and it actually helps to plump up and soften the cranberries. So back in we go for 5 minutes, and then when you pull them out, what you're gonna see is that the green beans have gotten nice and tender, but still have a little bite to them and a lightly golden brown color to them. So from here, I'm gonna transfer them onto a serving dish, top them with some fresh grated orange zest, and then sprinkle some sliced toasted almonds over the top, which is gonna give this a great texture. This dish is so simple and so beautiful. And what you're gonna see is that the orange and the cranberries give it that festive holiday flair. I cannot wait to eat these with my mashed potatoes. Now, if you are enjoying these recipes so far, remember to give this video a big thumbs up as I roll into recipe number 3, which is this beautiful kale and pomegranate salad. So we're gonna start out with a nice big bowl of kale. Now, a recipe like this is really great if you're looking for something fairly last minute because there's no cooking involved, yet this salad is hearty enough to hold up at any holiday table. Also happens to be delicious for lunch or dinner, but it's the holidays. So we're gonna start off with the kale. Now you're gonna need about 8 to 10 cups of washed, stemmed, and then thinly sliced kale. I am using a Latino kale, also known as a dinosaur kale, but you literally could use whatever kale you have. So I say just buy the one that looks the most vibrant and fresh and delicious at the store. Then to that, I'm adding a half a cup of roasted and chopped pecans, 1 cup of pomegranate seeds. And remember guys, the easiest way to get the seeds from your pomegranate is to score the pomegranate into quarters, pull it apart, and then submerge it in a bowl of water and pop the seeds out. This way, they all land right in the water, the juice doesn't fly everywhere, you don't get your finger stained, your cutting board doesn't get stains, and heaven forbid, you're wearing a white t-shirt, you are in the clear. And lastly, I have a 1/4 cup of sunflower seeds. These happen to be toasted and salted, delish, but you could do them raw and unsalted as well. Options, my friends. Okay, let's pull that aside and work on the dressing. Now, I love to make my dressings in these spouted glass cups, very easy to see the measurements and easy to pour. Now, what I like to do is start the salad dressing with some raw red onion because the acidity from the dressing breaks the onion down and it adds a really nice texture to the salad. So I have half of a small red onion, finely diced, going into the cup, topped with a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil and a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. I'll add 1 tablespoon of honey along with a pinch and some black pepper and then mix this all together. Just a side note, if you enjoy raw garlic, a clove of crushed garlic would also be delicious in this dressing. Whip it all together, pull that salad back in and drizzle this over your salad and then gently toss everything together. And then transfer this onto your serving plate or your serving bowl. And last step is completely optional. I like to finish it with just a little bit of crumbled feta cheese. You could also do this with goat cheese. It looks absolutely beautiful and it just adds that little extra layer of creamy, bright, tangy deliciousness to the salad. So easy, so beautiful, and so delicious. So there you have it, my friends. 3 amazing, clean and delicious veggie side dishes for your holiday table. I, of course, want to hear which one do you think you're going to try first. And please, when you give them a try, snap a picture and tag me on Instagram and Facebook so I can see the clean and deliciousness you're whipping up in your very own kitchens. And if you haven't already, would you please take a moment and subscribe, like, and share this video with anyone else you know who wants to make healthy eating easy. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Danny Spies. I will see you back here next time with some more clean and deliciousness. Cheers. I cannot wait to eat these with my mashed potatoes.
Say that again.
I cannot wait to eat these with my mashed potatoes. Quality time with my friends and family. If you know what I'm talking about, no. And everybody else who eats Thanksgiving food. Okay. I cannot wait to eat these with my mashed potatoes. These are not your mama's mashed potatoes.